And we're back. Just a beautiful day, sneaking in a ride before the impending storm system that's just starting to kick up. But I wanted to review some new Chromag goodies. Got the foo bars in a 50 millimeter rise, which I've really been enjoying because of the rise, the just kind of feeling the sweep and whatever, the bars. And I've been really digging that 31/8 bar clamp. I don't know if we actually went forward with the 35 millimeter clamp stuff. I've really been enjoying this setup. And then got the Pilot clipless SPD pedals on here too. As I had mentioned previously, I had owned the Pilot BAs myself. Had always wanted to try the smaller, lighter Pilot trail pedals, and Chromag offered to provide these bars and pedals for review. Just a quintessential Pacific Northwest November day with the wind picking up and little spots of mist out in the valley. Probably didn't sleep as well as normal last night as we are with our newborn, so I'll be keeping it more chill today, keeping it sustainable. But I also wanted to ride a steep trail that drains well, because Galbraith trail system is just an absolute mess right now. Like the soil at Galbraith is just more mucky and organic. It's a lower angle mountain, and it just gets hit hard with traffic. I've been starting to fight my own crusade of trying to drain every puddle on the south side of the mountain, which has been enjoyable. So hopefully we can get that mountain draining. But yeah, to jump right to the good part, the pedal is what I was most interested in for this review. The bar has just been a pleasant surprise. I would say this is easily the best Shimano SPD competitor I've ever tried. I think I've also tried the Look clipless pedals as well. It was a nice lightweight, like titanium axled pedal. But when it comes to security of retention and foot support, these Pilots are unmatched. And they also, I should say, unmatched in my experience. They also seem to have a really nice, robust, rebuildable axle system, which is awesome. Kind of a salt of the earth rider, core rider owned company right out of Squamish. But yeah, I'd say these pedals compared to like a 80, whatever, the Shimano XTR platform clipless pedals, way more secure feeling, harder to get in and out of. Actually, I should just say in. Harder to get into at times, especially depending on your shoe. Seems to really make a difference which type of shoe you're wearing. I almost have to like change the SPD retention spring as I change between a Shimano shoe, Crank Brothers for instance, Ride Concepts. I'd say the Shimano shoe has the easiest time getting in, which makes me increase the pedal tension, the SPD tension for those times. Whereas like the Ride Concepts, they can kind of, they're a really great feeling shoe that I have, but they can kind of struggle to just get into these pedals. And I'd say this smaller Pilot pedal is easier than the Pilot BA, bigger pedal to get into. So I think it's something to do with just the sheer size of that platform. And that's actually something I wanted to mention, that the reason I originally considered the Pilot BA, I think it was a newer product when I bought it, but just the Shimano Saint pedals that I was running for years are just kind of comically heavy. Like they went out of their way to make them weighted for downhill racing or something. I am back on the Schwalbe Albert tires, front and rear, and honestly it feels good. Bike feels super damped and like stuck to the ground, which has been kind of nice in the sloppy conditions to have a little bit more grip and trustworthiness. But yeah, these Pilot pedals considerably lighter than a Shimano Saint, while providing, you know, just as much, if not more, platform. Misty day. Yeah, this is the time of year where usually counterintuitively I seek out steeper, gnarlier trails. They don't need to be gnarlier, but steeper almost always means gnarlier, because they drain good. They seem to get less ridden, which helps drainage. But yeah, probably just mostly the steep trail grades just shed water really well. The other thing about the Galbraith trail system in the winter is it's very deciduous. So those deciduous leaves just tend to get gummed up on the ground. Just about to drop in here. As I said, be avoiding a lot of the features today. Feel pretty good, but lacking a little bit on the sleep department. So yeah, like getting into that pedal right there. Wow, these tires are something. So good. Oh my gosh, these roots are gnarly. I can't believe how much that Albert just stuck to those roots. That's sick. But yeah, sometimes these Pilot pedals can certainly be a little harder to get your foot into, depending on just kind of like the spring tension. The way you can adjust the spring tension is really high quality. Like the amount of change that you feel as you adjust it. Yeah, this looks like it's taking on a lot of water, this trail. But yeah, depending on the shoe, you might need to adjust that. Sounds like I got a friend here. Oh yeah. Derailleur still working? Looks like it. Yeah, be a good day to take it easy. And a couple windstorms, so chances are very high that, oh my gosh, look at that rut. Gnarly. We just got some torrential rains. Yeah, I don't really mess with the 3-inch ruts. Looks like more work is to be done. But yeah, sometimes these pedals can be a little bit harder to get in and out of, which is kind of the price you pay for the level of security that they provide. Holy crap. I think it's almost like the size of the platform just getting extended that makes you have to kind of fish around a little bit more. But as like a long-term clipless rider, I get more scared these days when I can't clip in, or like when I'm popping out too easily versus staying retained. I know, like, as a new clipless rider, you want to be able to get out of the pedals really easily. One time I came over that section there and there's a tree down and I got clotheslined by a tree. So now I'm quite cautious, especially after windstorms. Yeah, I usually ride this section like probably twice as fast, but I'm seeing a bunch of blowdown. Haven't slept super good Not too bad, but I'm just not 100%. And I need my sleep. Ew. Oh yeah, woods are messy. A lot of stuff's been coming down. I just love that section there. But yeah, once you're in these pedals, and honestly clipping in is not that hard. It's just harder than like the Shimano, equivalent would be. The limbs out here are just as big as trees. So crazy. Looks like I might be one of the first people to come through since the last bout of wind. But yeah, just like look at the size of that front to back. I really love these Pilot pedals as they are so much more lightweight and a slimmer profile to like sneak around stuff. But it's pretty cool how like I've taken smaller, more like less settled feeling smaller suspension bikes and thrown the Pilot BAs on them before. And it's really cool to like take a cross-country bike and just add this crazy amount of like foot stability by just sizing up your pedals and just like having that amazing connection to the bike. And that's for sure something that these pedals give you that Shimano doesn't seem to have an offering for yet. Just that massive footprint. Things are a little greasy out here. Oh man, bike's feeling just super calm and settled right now. Throwing the Forge and Bond wheels back on with the Galbraith gravity tires. Sometimes it's hard to accept being in a risk-off, time of your life, but feels just so good to get outside still and hear the wind coming through the mountains, and I love it. Yeah, so onto these bars. Just a great feeling profile. They feel a little bit more like straight to me, which I tend to like. I don't know if it's any more or less ergonomic, but I just like the way they feel. You feel like you can like square up corners and like push into them with more force, I guess, when they have less back sweep. But I really love the smaller clamp versus the 35. One of my biggest hatreds after doing so many bike reviews is like when you feel like you're getting like high frequency vibrations through a bike. And these are just a great anecdote to like introduce a little bit of that compliance flex. And I feel full confidence that Chromag is they're like certified to be super strong. But yeah, I've mentioned it before, I'll mention it again. The 50 mil rise bars are feeling really good to me. Man, I'm just so sold on just having your front end kind of elevated. Skip my favorite jump today, kind of a tragedy. Ew. Oh man, this section is so good too. Hopefully we're picking up the trail. My windows to ride are getting smaller with light. I love this, just natural spine rock on the mountain. So cool. But yeah, I've just like, in a big way, found myself gravitating towards having the higher rise front end. After really growing to like that on my motorized off-road bike, got like a KTM XCW, and noticed how much I liked the tall stack height with that. Threw it on my mountain bike, and just like steep trails, keeps your neck up, abuse is that less. And yeah, so like being higher up and having really nice like vibrational properties to this bar, I'm into it. The graphics are pretty busy for my taste. I'm more of a minimalist when it comes to graphics, but it does feel like I'm part of some Squamish street gang or something, so that's fun. Yeah, like being out here today, I've got my favorite one-up grips on this bike right now, I got the Albert gravity tires, which eat a little bit of energy, but the bike feels so deadened and comfortable right now. Granted, I'm not like hammering very hard. Ew, steep section. But I think that bar is contributing as well, just by not being too, you know, stiff and transferring vibrations less. I imagine there's many 31/8 clamp diehards out there, and maybe I'm about to join that club. This move's pretty crazy. It's like a little tombstone drop off. I feel like you gotta be kind of precise coming into that. So I guess I lied. I hit some features today, but we're in a risk off pattern. Yeah, another thing is with the Pilot BA pedals, the bigger ones, I started catching the pedals on, you know, like rocks and things in the trail, much like flat pedal riders do. So that was my first experience with that, having that problem in a long time. So I do also like the thinner profile on the regular Pilots, because you feel like you can, already with clipless pedals, you can, I would think, shimmy the bike around objects better, so you can run a lower bottom bracket, and then that narrow profile. It's crazy how, like, what is that, a centimeter? Yeah, probably a good centimeter of width down there is so noticeable. But certainly that extra width when you roll your foot into that is pretty nice to have when you're wanting to feel super secure. Yeah, is it just me, or is my bike just super quiet now that it's nice and there's water in all the cracks of the bike? I think my Zeb fork was actually most of my creaking from the summer. So if you guys found a way to get your CSUs service, let me know. Oh, it's real dark to my like eyeballs in here, so I'll be super impressed if this camera can hang. Skip that jump today. But yeah, I've had just exceptional experience with these, the bars. Been loving, but bars are fairly simple things. And then the Pilot pedals, even more so. Been really loving them. I think, yeah, I guess one thing I was gonna mention is with like the Shimano pedals, they'll start to develop slop after a year of hard riding maybe. And then I try to go in and tighten those conical bearings. And every time I do that, I swear the pedal blows up in like 2 months. I try really hard to do it right, and then I'm out somewhere epic and my pedal locks up. And then when it locks up, it'll just come off the spindle, which is not good. Shimano pedals are pretty darn reliable, but I wonder if these Pilots could actually be more reliable with the cartridge bearing style. And they're just like a crazy robust design. Super strong anodization coat, really strong like stamped metal for the SPD cleats. They make like a really nice high pitch shing sound in the summer when you unclip from them. Wow, it's crazy. There's like a, I don't know if you can probably see that, but maybe 150, 120 foot cliff right there. So crazy. And you kind of come near it right at this turn without particularly realizing it. Right here. Kind of crazy. But chances of you falling over there a little bit less. But yeah, I really like if you're already an SPD person and you have a budget to pick a set of these up, it's just like a massive green light. I know some people like kind of abuse the Shimano warranty process or whatever, so that can be a great method. But if you want a higher level of foot security and just like a super bomber, you know, Squamish made pedal, yeah, look no further. These things are real sweet. I've been on the Pilot BAs for probably 2 years now, and on these for just a couple weeks now, as these are a review set. Yeah, I will have hopefully more content coming up. I really would like to review the new Sentinel, since it should be easy for me to acquire in town, and the new Ripmo. Really would like to get on those two bikes, and potentially an e-bike or two. So if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to see more.